Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really powerful story that asks a simple question. Is it possible for a single song to fix a bond that's been broken for an entire decade?
So let's get right into it. The story kicks off with this line, and wow, it's not some big, loud opening, right? It immediately sets this tone of loneliness, of loss, of a profound and dusty silence. And here we meet our main guy, Arthur Hale. He was once this celebrated orchestral violinist, but now he's just living this quiet, isolated life that he's built for himself. Now, when we say his apartment is haunted, we're not talking about actual spirits. The ghosts here are the memories of everything he's lost: his career, his wife, and maybe the most painful of all, his connection to his daughter, Emily. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? The difference between the man he was and the man he is now it's just night and day. He went from filling concert halls with music to a life where the loudest sound is the hiss of his radiator. Okay, so you have this complete in total stillness. But then something happens. A small, tentative knock at the door that's about to change, well, everything. And who's on the other side? It's his 8-year-old neighbor, Lily. She's this little spark of life standing in his dim hallway. And she's come armed with a plate of cookies. And she has this line, it's just so perfect, right? Her charm, her wit, it just immediately starts to break down those walls Arthur has built up. She's totally unfazed by his silence. But she's not just there for a social call. Lily has a request. And it seems simple, but it's actually incredibly deep. She needs help with a song because she wants it to mean something for someone she loves.
And that song, Silent Night. For Arthur, hearing that name is like a punch to the gut. It just dredges up this one specific memory he has spent years trying to push down and forget.
You see, it brings him right back to this moment, saying these exact same words to his own daughter, Emily, when he was teaching her to play. And you can just feel how much that hurts. So even though it's painful for him, he actually agrees to help her. And what's amazing is that in teaching Lily, he kind of starts to reteach himself what music is really all about. It's not about the performance. It's about finding the soul in it. And this little connection, this small moment with Lily, it actually inspires him to do something he hasn't done in a decade, confront the very symbol of his past and his pain. He opens that case, and it's like he's breaking into his own history. As he starts to play Silent Night, that music becomes the key, unlocking this whole flood of memories he had shut away, right along with the instrument. And check this out. This one song, this one melody, it literally maps out their entire relationship. It takes you on this journey from the absolute purest love of a lullaby all the way to this devastating fight that tore them apart. So he finishes playing, that last note is just hanging in the air, and then the silence is shattered again, but this time it's the phone ringing. Just one word. Dad? It's a voice he hasn't heard in 10 years. It's Emily. And get this, the timing is just unbelievable. It turns out she was walking right past his building at the exact moment he was pouring his heart out into that song. Can I come up? And just like that, with that one simple question, the music has managed to do something that a decade of stubborn pride could not. It's bridged the gap between them. So let's just break this down. It's really incredible, right? This one single act of being vulnerable, Arthur just playing that violin again, it kicks off this whole beautiful chain reaction of forgiveness and finally reconciliation. And what Emily says here, wow, it sounded like you were praying. She just gets it. She heard past the notes to what was really there. It wasn't a performance for an audience, it was a plea. And this is where it all comes full circle. That apartment, which was so full of ghosts and silence, is now just filled with life, filled with the warmth of family and friends, all gathered around the piano. So what's the big takeaway here? It's really all about the incredible ripple effect of one tiny act. A plate of cookies leads to a lesson, which leads to a song, which leads to a call, which leads to a family being mended. It's a reminder that sometimes the smallest gesture is all it takes. And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? What's the knock on the door in your own story? What small connection, if you just chose to open that door, could maybe change everything?